everyone, and welcome. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on one of the most vital, but maybe one of the most misunderstood jobs out there. We're going to dive into the incredible skills that really make a nursery teacher.
So, just for a second, I want you to think. When you picture a nursery teacher, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it someone singing songs on a bright, colorful rug? Somebody who, just plays with kids all day? Well, let's challenge that idea.
Okay, so there's this common idea of what a nursery teacher does, right? Singing, playing with blocks, basic caregiving. And yeah, sure, those things are part of it, but the reality is so much more complex. A nursery teacher is an applied psychologist, a curriculum designer, a risk assessor, and a communications guru, all rolled into one. It's way more of a science than most people ever realize.
And that really brings us to the main idea for today. We're going to start looking at a nursery teacher not just as a person who cares for kids, but as an architect. The architect of a child's entire learning journey.
Think about it this way. If a child's life is like a skyscraper, the nursery teacher is the one laying the foundation. And all those skills they learn in their training, those are the professional tools and the architectural blueprints they need to make absolutely sure the foundation is solid, secure, and ready to support a lifetime of learning. So, any great construction project has to start with understanding the materials you're working with. For a teacher, that means deeply understanding the developing child. This is the absolute bedrock of everything they do. This quote from Bill Gates just gets right to the heart of it. The science is totally clear on this. The brain development happening in these early years is just explosive. A nursery teacher isn't just watching kids, they are literally actively shaping neural pathways. That's why the training they get in child psychology is completely non-negotiable. Which leads us to one of the most powerful tools in their entire toolkit, play-based learning. Now, this is not just letting kids run wild. It's a very structured, very intentional teaching method. The teacher's job is to create scenarios and provide just the right materials so that through play, kids discover huge concepts about physics, language, and social dynamics all by themselves. And just think about what this one single approach actually builds. I mean, when kids are trying to figure out how to make a tower not fall over, that's cognitive growth and problem solving. When they have to negotiate who gets the blue block, boom, social skills. When they get frustrated that the tower fell, that's a chance to learn emotional regulation. It's this amazing, holistic approach that builds the whole child. It just proves that play is some very serious work. Okay, so if understanding child psychology is the foundation, then crafting the actual learning space and the curriculum, well, that's the blueprint. This is where a teacher's design skills really come into play.
A nursery teacher is trained to be an environmental designer. They learn exactly how to arrange a room to encourage teamwork, create cozy corners for quiet thinking, and set up these little invitations to play that are meant to spark curiosity. Every single choice, from the posters on the wall to the toys on the shelf, has a purpose. And the activities happening in that room, they are not random at all. They're part of a professional, ongoing cycle. Teachers are trained to first observe what kids are curious about, then plan activities with very specific learning goals, then implement them, and finally, assess what actually worked. It's this living, breathing loop that always puts the child right at the center. And of course, none of that amazing learning can happen in a chaotic room. So a huge chunk of their training is all about classroom management. And this isn't about discipline in the old school sense. It's about creating a safe, predictable, and positive little community. It's knowing how to guide behavior in a positive way, how to mediate conflicts between tiny humans, and, so important, how to assess the risks of every single activity. All right, so we've got the foundation and we've got the blueprint. But how do we connect it all together? Well, the next crucial skill is communication. It's the bridge that connects the teacher, the child, and the family. A teacher's day is a constant dance of communication, and they're always shifting between different audiences, the kids, their parents, and their colleagues. Each one needs a totally different approach. It's this really delicate balancing act that they are performing all day, every single day. And the difference in approach is just huge. With a child, it's all about getting down on their level, using simple, clear language, and really reading those nonverbal cues. But with a parent, it's about being professional, showing empathy, and building a true partnership. A great teacher is trained to be a master code switcher, tailoring their message perfectly for whoever is standing right in front of them. So, when you put all of these pieces together, the foundation, the blueprint, and the bridge, what do you actually get? Well,
you get the final piece, the master teacher. It all comes together in this complete professional toolkit. A fully trained nursery teacher is an expert in child psychology, a methodical curriculum planner, a skilled classroom manager, and a master of communication. All four of these are absolutely essential. And really, this is the main point of this whole explainer. The training takes someone from being a caregiver and forges them into a foundational educator. They are not babysitters. They are highly skilled, incredibly knowledgeable architects who are building the very start of our future. So the next time you see a nursery teacher, I really hope you see the master builder at work. And it just leaves us with one final thought. Are we ready to really recognize these architects among us? The ones building our future, one tiny human at a time.